Hello everyone and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, and today's video is a little different. We're not going to go over 15 different cards. We are actually focused on one card. We're focused on one of Marvel Snap's newest cards, that is Moleman. We all thought Moleman was going to be this major miss, but it turns out Moleman is not in fact a miss. Moleman is an excellent Marvel Snap card. Who knew? Not only is he an excellent Marvel Snap card, he's a Marvel Snap card that creates new archetypes. Yes, he's not just a Victoria Hand card, he's a card that goes with both Victoria Hand and Patriot in the same deck. Yeah, there's a couple cards that tie those two together really, really well, and Moleman makes those decks legit. I played them on stream last night, and a couple top players have over 60% win rates with them at high infinite. If you can play enough Grand Arena to get Moleman, I strongly urge you to do so, especially if you own Victoria Hand. Let's take a look at some decks. Kicking it off with the one that got me concerned, that got me interested, that got me wondering about Moleman. Ika was on the podcast this week, and Ika told us that Moleman was legit, and he had this really, really good Moleman deck, and he was rocking at the time a 70-ish% win rate with it and a real sample size. So it ends up being a 60% win rate with a slightly larger sample, but at high infinite where Ika's playing, that's still absolutely great, especially because he's often streaming, and streaming, as so many people do, often means cope staying for content. So this deck is absolutely crushing. This is one of the decks I played on stream, and it really puts up points. Let's talk about it. If you'd like to see Ika cook up new things for the meta, please check out twitch.tv/Ika_MTS. For this list, we need Victoria Hand, Misery, Moonstone, and Moleman. That's going to be sort of a given. You're going to need those cards in order to make your Moleman decks work. You're going to need Victoria Hand, Misery, and Moonstone. The other card that ties in Victoria Hand and Patriot, in addition to being able to run Moonstone, right, is you have Hood, and Hood means Misery. You need Misery for the extra demons because demons are buffed by both Victoria Hand and Patriot. Nico can be Viper or Merlin. Anti-Venom can be Frigga. Mr. Fantastic can be Surge or Kate. I bet you we can do other stuff with Anti-Venom too. I wouldn't be afraid to try, like, hey, a Shang-Chi in that spot. So don't hesitate to, like, sort of play a little bit of mix and match, maybe a Shadow King. Mix and match with that last spot there. All right, so card by card. Hood ties the room together. Hood you get rid of with Misery or with Nico as a general rule. Your goal with Hood is to get at least 2 demons. Demons are buffed by either Victoria Hand or Patriot or both. So your demons, which are already some of the biggest, best rates in the game, end up, if you play both Victoria Hand and Patriot, being 1-cost She-Hulks. That's a good place to find yourself, yeah? Nico can destroy Hood for some extra cards or give you an extra demon. That extra demon, it's worth noting, will not be buffed by Victoria Hand. It was created on board, not in hand, but it will be buffed by Patriot. Nico's other real use here is the copy spell. The copy spell is excellent. You can copy fundamentally demons. You can copy Victoria Hand. You can copy Patriot. You can copy things Anti-Venom hit, Moleman's rocks when they hit something good. You've got lots and lots of options. Mr. Fantastic is just the best card in the game, so he's in the list. Honestly, no huge synergy here. Getting the -1 is nice if it happens on something cheap. Getting the +2 is nice, but he's here because he's just so powerful. Mirage is your secondary Misery target. You do want an extra thing to hit with Misery, and Mirage gives you that. Plus, the +2 power she gives is basically the same thing as a buff from either Vicky Hand or Patriot without the Moonstone. So it's very nice. It also gives you some information about what your opponent has and is doing. Victoria Hand buffs. Patriot buffs. What does Victoria Hand buff in this deck? Well, she buffs the demons, and she buffs Moleman's rocks, and she buffs Mirage's card. Patriot, what does he buff? Well, he buffs the demon and Moleman's rocks. That's the sort of connection between. Usually not the Mirage card, but Patriot will buff the Ultron cards, which is just this ridiculous cube stealer right now. All of a sudden, you've got like a Moonstone Patriot Ultron game plan, which means you're giving +4 to all the Doombots, which means there's 6 each. 6 times 4 is, stop me if I'm wrong here, 24 in each lane, but you could have more power through other plays. Really, really great stuff in that. Cosmo is your protector card, as he so often is. Cosmo's really good into the meta right now. There's still just enough Surfer and stuff that Cosmo beats. Moleman, we talked about, it gives you the rocks. The rocks are buffed. Sometimes you hit Ultron and you get 1/6 rocks. Hey, those are demons. Like, they're fundamentally the same as demons. They can say rock, but they are at that point demons, although they are vulnerable to Shadow King and demons are not. Moonstone can double your Victoria Hand or Patriot buff, which is silly powerful. Anti-Venom gives you stuff for free, letting you pull off some silly combos. As established, Misery is largely for Hood, once in a while for Mirage. Perfectly fine card. I can see situations where your hand is small for whatever reason and you end up hitting Moleman with Misery, but that's not your general game plan. And of course, Ultron is your end of game huge buff. This one has a 61% win rate in 70 games, really legit at high infinite. I don't have anything marked for snap conditions because I'm still learning the deck, but I think your snap conditions are fundamentally anytime you can explode for power on the last turn. As soon as you realize you can do that explode for power on the last turn, you should consider snapping. So that tends to be around turn 4, around when you've got Patriot or Victoria Hand, when you're about to drop Moonstone, when you know you have either Ultron or you have the right Moleman target. Really good stuff. Turn 1, Hood, sometimes Nico. Nico fits where she fits. Turn 2, Fantastic or Hand. Turn 3 is either Patriot or Moleman. Turn 4, Misery of Hood. Moonstone on Hand or Patriot is fine. Anti-Venom is good if your deck is just full of your powerful cards like Patriot, like Ultron, like Victoria Hand. Turn 5, we're going 4+1, or we can just generate cards. This has very often been my Moleman turn. It's also a decent turn to drop that Misery if I drop Moonstone the turn earlier, stuff like that. Then we end with either Ultron or a bunch of generated cards. And if Mr. Fantastic has been good to you, you can play Ultron and some generated cards in some really, really, really powerful combos. Moleman has created a new archetype. The new archetype is Victoria Hand Patriot. Didn't see this coming, but I'm really, really happy it did. We've got 2 more versions. The next one is the weirdest, and then the one after that is sort of normal, and that's if you just want to play something good and straightforward. So let's keep going with asking you to hit that sub button before we get to the next deck. We are doing our very best to bring you the best Marvel Snap content every single day. I moved around the world without missing a day, so if you want dedicated Marvel Snap content with the best decks from the very best players, please make sure you hit that sub button. And the algorithm has stopped showing us to people since we moved around the world, so a like and a comment to tell the algorithm that we deserve some love would really do a lot to help the channel. We are also giving away a Mr. Fantastic First Steps. This week, all you have to do is sub, like, and comment. I actually have to give away one from last week. I just realized this as I'm recording it. I will give away last week's Fantastic First Steps momentarily. But please check out Mr. Fantastic First Steps if you'd like him for free. All you have to do is sub, like, and then later this video, leave a comment. I'll tell you what comment to leave to enter to win the new Season Pass card. Also, if you have the Season Pass card, since I can't gift in game, what you actually get is a $10 gift card. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you enter. Next up, we have Dark Razor, the #1 player on the Infinite Leaderboard last season, currently around number 4 or number 5, hanging out. He's got the same basic concept as our previous deck, right? We're still doing Victoria Hand Patriot stuff with Moonstone. Instead, now we're doing Moon Girl. And Moon Girl here is hilarious because Moon Girl lets us do extra stuff, right? Moon Girl is, we're not doing Hood stuff. We're doing Moleman Moon Girl stuff. So what Moon Girl allows us to do is it gives us all these extra cards that are buffed by Victoria Hand. But it also gives us access to playing Luna, She-Hulk, and Infinite. Because we don't have to play that game plan, right? We can say, okay, we played Luna, now we played Moon Girl, now we passed a turn, and then we went She-Hulk, Infinite. Or, if certain locations, Ultron, Infinite. That's pretty good, right? This one's very strong, very consistent, really cool. You can find Razor streaming all the time over his summer vacation. He's a 15-year-old prodigy at twitch.tv/darkrazor. This deck needs Vicky Hand, Moonstone, Moleman, and Luna. Mr. Fantastic can be either Surge or Quinjet. All right, so the Wasp is here because you're running Moon Girl. Fundamentally, it is buffed by Patriot, and that's nice, but it's really here because you're running Moon Girl. It helps you manage your hand size and let you copy the right things. Next up, we have Sunspot. Sunspot is here for the She-Hulk Infinite combo. That could easily be another card, but I think Sunspot does make sense for that one combo. You're fairly often going to fake things and mess around, and Sunspot just ends up decent power. Mr. Fantastic makes things cheaper and makes things bigger, and he's the best card in the game. I don't know how often, much like explaining why Shang-Chi is in a deck because power must be controlled, explaining why Mr. Fantastic is in a deck because consistency and power are good is just duh. Victoria Hand here's targets are fewer and different than the previous list. They are the Moon Girl cards. If you don't see Moon Girl, you don't have to worry about, and the Moleman, obviously. But if you don't see the Moon Girl or the Moleman, you don't have to worry about her. She is still doubleable, however, with Moonstone, and thus very, very strong. Patriot, same concept, is going to hit Moleman, Wasp, and then your other targets for Patriot are the Ultron cards. Instead of Moon Girl, it's Ultron. So you're basically often choosing between those two play patterns and how you do things along those lines. Moleman, again, is the bridge that ties Victoria Hand and Patriot together. Those 3 cards being all in a row in this deck is really, really sweet because they are sort of the meta thing right now. From there, we go Luna. Luna gives us access to the skip turn 5 play, and then She-Hulk and Ultron or She-Hulk and Infinite for massive power spikes. Moonstone lets us double our 2 key ongoings of Victoria Hand and Patriot. And yeah, that's it. That's the deck. Fairly often, I was able to get the old Infinite in a Elysium game. I was able to hit the Infinite with the Moleman and having two extra 1/6s there, along with like a cheaper secondary Victoria Hand, and then Mr. Fantastic made Victoria Hand free. I was able to beat Ava Zord with it, and Ava's freaking phenomenal at Marvel Snap. So this one is just this sings. This deck sings. It feels like the weirdest jank collection, but Moleman of all cards ties it together. This one has a 63% win rate in 75 games, and again, that's top 10 gameplay on the Infinite Leaderboard. Some of the best and most skilled players are up there. Turn 1, we want Sunspot. Turn 2, Victoria Hand. Fantastic or Victoria Hand. It depends what game plan you're going for. If you know you're going to go Patriot into Moonstone, feel free to, or Patriot into Moon Girl, feel free to drop Victoria Hand. If not, Fantastic's really good because he's really good. You can also, if you know you're going to Moon Girl, keep your Victoria Hand in hand if she's early in the hand to get 2 Victoria Hands. Really, really strong to do that when you play Moon Girl. Turn 3, Luna, and Luna can be a snap condition over Moleman, which is equal to Patriot. Turn 4, Moon Girl or Moonstone, or Victoria Hand or Patriot are perfectly fine. Turn 5, we either pass or we can play the other Moon card. If we played Moon Girl, we played Moonstone. If we played Moonstone, we play Moon Girl, so on. We want to generate cards here. And then turn 6, we go She-Hulk and Infinite or Ultron. Mole cards and Moon Girl cards are perfectly fine and acceptable plays here as well. Beautiful list. Seriously, huge props to Razor. I would have never in a million years thought of adding Luna Snow, She-Hulk, and Infinite to that first deck. That first deck makes sense when you look at it, right? You go, oh, Patriot and Victoria Hand. That makes perfect sense. I'll run Demons, I'll run Moleman, and that'll tie these two packages together. I can run Ultron. Ultron's so strong. Great. Luna, She-Hulk, and Infinite, that's a mad genius-ish. Props to Razor. Before we go forward, please check out a stream. I should be live about the time this video goes live at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer if you are so inclined. Also, if you're so inclined, I don't know what day it is when I'm releasing this. I am so bad at figuring out what day it is. I believe this is Tuesday morning's video. If it's not, pretend I'm in a new time zone. I'm still learning. But if this is, in fact, Tuesday morning's video, then there will be a second video today because we are releasing right at Daily Reset, right here on this channel, an Invisible Woman First Steps video. So if you want the breakdown on that card, keep it here. My season pass question is real simple. Did you get Moleman? Are you planning to? Did this video affect whether you plan to? Let me know what you think. Next up, we've got Ava's Mole Hand. Hey, we just talked about Ava. Ava's got the standard version of the Mole and Victoria Hand list. This one isn't running Patriot. It's not running any other shit. It is just saying Victoria Hand is really good. Victoria Hand is one of the best decks, and if I can get triple Victoria Hand, I'm likely to win the game. This is a nice simple list, another high win rate one that you have access to if you get these cards. Again, we are running some reasonably expensive stuff, right? Misery ends up non-negotiable, but we can mix and match a little bit in terms of making this and putting this stuff together. Also, I know some of you didn't buy Mr. Fantastic First Steps for various reasons, some logical, some strange, and if you didn't buy Mr. Fantastic First Steps, well, guess who's not in this deck? All right, so you can find Ava at twitch.tv/Avazord. He is an English speaker, someone I'm likely to raid after I finish recording. I'm recording live on the Twitch side of things, so someone I'm likely to raid, but he is a Brazilian player, one of the top players in the whole wide world. This deck needs Victoria Hand, Frigga, and Misery. Ancient One can be either Moonstone or Moon Girl. Merlin can be Viper. I'll explain why when we get to what Merlin does. And Valentina can be Kate or Iron Patriot. All right, so the hood is here because the hood is amazing with Victoria Hand. It's just a really simple, powerful card. It's very good to copy with Frigga. Turning demons into Victoria Hands is great. It's just a nice, simple play pattern. I don't hate Patriot in this list, right? Like, I just don't. I think it's probably solid. The downside to adding Patriot to this list is the Patriot. Actually, no, there's no downside because the Moleman play can still be hit by Shadow King. I don't know. I don't hate Patriot here. Neither here nor there. The hood is just a very, very powerful card. You want to get rid of it with Misery. Your other way of getting rid of it is Merlin. That's why Viper or Nico could be backup plans here. You don't want a -3 on the board. Nice and simple, right? Quinjet, meanwhile, our Quinjet here is a simple way to get cards cheaper. Getting Ancient 1 for 1, whatever you Frigga for 1 are the goals. The other thing, well, the Mirage card is nice to get cheaper, but the other thing that's really good to get cheaper is the Valentina card. If you play Quinjet on turn 1 and then you play Valentina on turn 2, you have a 6-drop to play on turn 3. That's a powerful place to find yourself in a game Marvel Snap, don't you say? You can set that card's power back to its native power with Shadow King. Shadow King is also the best meta counter card in the game right now. It being 2 cost makes it one of the best cards in the game. Merlin says, "Oh, I use that Shadow King. Oh, I use that. I need to get rid of that Hood. I use that Shang-Chi. Let's make it something else. Let's use it to get extra energy." Great card, that Merlin. Probably the second or third best card in all of Marvel Snap. Mirage, meanwhile, gives you an extra card that you can play that gets buffed by Victoria Hand, and it comes pre-buffed for you. Valentina, we talked about already. Great with Quinjet. Just nice to have an extra power option. I'm very impressed with the addition of her here. That's what really took me over the top to featuring this one. Victoria Hand is obviously the key to the deck. She is your big buff card. She is trying to buff the cards you get from Raj, the cards you get from Valentina, your Moleman cards, and your demons. And sometimes you frigga her, and sometimes you frigga other stuff. It'll buff that too. Moleman is just nice extra power. You're not getting much more than a 1/3 from him usually, but guess what? You're perfectly happy with that. Frigga's here to copy again. We want to copy Victoria Hand. We want to copy demons. Sometimes we'll copy like the Valentina card or something else if it's really good. Ancient One's goal is to be played in a lane with Victoria Hand and then have a lane full of Victoria Hands for +6 power to everything. That's obviously huge. You usually win those games. Spoiler. Adding +6 to most of your board does win games. You can feel free to use the Dalmandala on the Quinjet if you are generating a lot of cards, especially if something like Triskelion happens. Sometimes that kind of shenanigan will be good for you. Power must be controlled. And then Misery gives you an extra shot at gives you an extra demon, but it also could give you an extra Shadow King. It can give you an extra Valentina card, an extra Mirage card, an extra Shang trigger, an extra Moleman trigger. All of these things are very, very good options to have in Marvel Snap. This one, in only 33 games, smaller gameplay, 67% win rate. Turn 1 Quinjet or Hood, turn 2 Victoria Hand or Frigga, Valentina if Quinjet, Merlin or Mirage are perfectly fine plays just in general. Turn 3 we're going Frigga or Ancient One over Moleman. Turn 4 we're going Misery or a 2/2. Turn 5 we're going Shang or Misery plus a 1. You can also generate cards. Sometimes it'll be like Shang and a demon. Turn 6 Hand and Dao, Demons Rocks, Shadow, King or Shang. Play what you can, win the game. Moleman's a real card. Turns out generating ones is just a really, really powerful place to be. That's kind of where I'm landing on this card. Generating ones that you can do things with Victoria Hand is really useful. Generating ones that you can do things with also with Patriot's really powerful. It gives us some extra hand size stuff. I will not be shocked to see a Devil Dino or Kahori version of this down the line, or this find its way into that deck from yesterday. If you check yesterday's video, we have a Roram deck where he has a Devil Dino hand size deck. I would not be shocked if that finds its way there either. If you're interested in seeing some gameplay and my current schedule doesn't work out for you, please check out the stream team. Today, there should be the great Patron streaming at about 12 p.m. Eastern. Go check out Patron. Certainty support on our Patreon come with honor. Thanks. I got to say thank you to a whole lot of people. Check out patreon.com/snapjudgments, starting with our patron of the month, Jonesy Snap. Thanks for the gifted, my guy. Check out Jonesy Snap on YouTube, please. It is the triple threat. It's hilarious. It's awesome. Next up, we have the great Abigail Geeson, Mandatory Burnout, It Regardless, Always Kind, LAB, Inc., the Graphite Fan, I am Frostman. Hota Nevedete, Prime Ryan of the Prime Mind app, Ryan Burke, Berkey, Ryan Woodsnap. Thanks for hanging, Woody. Renwrench, Gopher, Kev, Keldor, Caretixley, Koire, Kazushi. Hi, Kazushi. Hopefully watching live still. Archangel, 3K, not 4K, 3K. There's like 5K, 6Ks right now. We got Black Dahlia, Alliance Leader, Parafros, Alliance Leader, the Goatsy, Alliance Leader, and Code Alliance Leader. Hallowed, Synth, Fat Nick, Absolute Shannon, who I believe was here earlier but has now wandered away. Nightmare, Dirty Casual, Dark Moogle. Congrats on first today, Moogs. Next up, we got Mr. Kerfuffle, whose wife I believe is Vietnamese, which is really cool. Cables, if you don't know why that's cool, you're new to the videos, don't stress it. Cables, traveling the world. Ginger Prime, hey Ginge. Philip Rakovich, who is probably not watching because he hates me. Haplo, it's happening. Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone. The Notorious Biz of Black Tube is 23. Extras V and Skippy G are rhyming friends. Jessica Gamble, Subjess, Mista, Slush Death, the King of Bros, bruh. The Great Kazoo, Werewolf. Oh, thank you, Werewolf. Hopefully you're still here. Kiv, Sehoda, Clam, Colonel Foreman, Rob Silverman, David G. Wingfield, Stephen Rankoff, and just H. Martin Chase, but Mr. Craig Sterry, Matt V. Real Name Town, Corbin, John Q, and Jimmy McQ, Stout 8th, Sage, not 7th, 8th, One Big Man, Milkman for Reels, it's Cactus Jack, hey Cactus, thanks for hanging out as well, Reetzer, Steve-O, 131, Yo Marco, again, hopefully you're here, Yo Marco, hopefully you're having a great day, it's 2, Ted Bro, Crypto Joe, And then SnapJudgeGlazer Joe. Check out SnapJudgeGlazer Podcast, please. Still putting out great content. Bickety Boom Bot, Bricks to Click, Green Goblin, Unibot V2. Check out Unibot's YouTube, please. Flan56, Spectrumix, Hoot Only Fox, Matt H. Jones when we need DJ, Mikey Ajax, don't frickin' flex. Nick the Greek Geek, who is going to kill me if I don't record the intro to that extra video. Nick the Greek Geek, Toxic Soul King, who stopped by because Toxie does not sleep. King of Canada. Oh, sorry. I forgot Zadrex, who's also literally here earlier. Zadrex74. Check out the great Zadrex on Twitch. King of Canada. JJ, who's on both Twitch and YouTube. Denman Falcon is just YouTube. Thor Newman, Twitch and YouTube. The great Two Ties, who does in fact wear two ties, and is running the next season of Snap Judgments League. And I need to remember to get a graphic for that. If Brady is listening to me record this, he should remind me to make and get that graphic done. The great Lauren Rodevs. Hi, Lauren. Check out the Snap on this podcast. The Pirate King Tucker. Check out, I don't know, Tucker's on everything. Just go find Marvel Snap content. You'll find some Tucker. And of course, we'll finish off with Gunny T, where the T stands for that's it for video 1. There will be a video 2. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all of you. Peace.